So in a little over a week, it'll have been 6 months since I deleted all my social media. Well, I guess, discluding YouTube. But I mean, everything else has been gone for half a year. As quick as it came, it really felt like a whole adventure in itself. The motivation to continue on with keeping away from all of the social media, it came and went, you know. I had my days where I'd have temptations to go back. Not urges, no. I wouldn't call them urges. Temptations. They wouldn't last long. They'd be little sprinkles of like ideas that would come through and be like little reminders, I guess, of what I could have. But I'm glad I got rid of everything. I'm glad what happened about 6 months ago happened. Sure, it was a pretty impactful part of this year, if not the most, because it triggered a series of events that led to here. It was kind of the wake-up call I needed. And it was a wake-up call that was long overdue. But it came. And I'm very grateful for the fact that it came. Because if it didn't, I don't know where I'd be, honestly. Probably still dwelling about the wrong things. Having my mind focused in the wrong areas of life in the past. And the past is not a place I needed to be in. I'm glad to be living in the present. Not the future. I'm not really looking ahead anymore. Sure, I still have my moments. I'm not perfect, you know. But I don't look in the future or into the past as much as I used to. I'm very grateful for that. Because it helps me keep in mind what's actually important. Each day. Each day that I'm alive. Taking it a step at a time. Not worrying about some massive test I have coming. Not having small things like that keep me up at night. Just living day by day. And if something negative comes along, it happens. It happens. I think one of the most key parts to this whole journey has been the reduction of my screen time. My screen time has gone down so much compared to what it was before. I think before I got rid of everything, it was like 5-6 hours a day. Which, I mean, in hindsight, compared to a lot of people, that really isn't that bad. But at the same time, it was enough to make me be in a pretty bad place. Just due to the fact, for the way I was using it. That 5 to 6 hours of screen time was used in a very bad way. And it corrupted my mind, really. And sure, it was 5 to 6 hours, but it was pure doom scrolling nonetheless. It was still brain rot at the end of the day. I think my screen time nowadays hasn't gone over 2 hours within the past 6 months or so. I think the lowest I've gotten it to for a weekly average is like an hour a day, if not less than that. It might have been like 55 minutes, which is crazy to think about. Oftentimes in high school, I kind of thought about what social media for me would look like after I was out of high school, you know? How much longer will I be on it? Because, I mean, Snapchat kind of seemed like and still does, appear to be like a childish app, really. For kids who just, I don't know. I guess waste their time, I don't know. If you like Snapchat and you enjoy using it, good for you. If it's your best means of communication, then perfect. Let it be. Just don't let it consume you. Don't let social media consume you. Don't become the product that you're meant to be. That's the whole goal of social media anyways. Why do you think they're free on the App Store? Because you're the product. You're the product. That's essentially being bought here. All your time is being bought by this app. By these apps. They're taking away your free time and taking away you, I guess. That's how it was for me. It was taking away a lot of who I was. A lot of my character. A lot of my attention span. Holy. That's something I've still been facing the effects of. My attention span, holy shit, not great. Definitely better than it was before. Much, much better now. But while I was still in my prime for using social media, it was bad. It was really, really bad. But yeah, no, when I was in high school, like I said, I always imagined when the time would come where I'd delete everything. I never imagined it would come so soon. I always kind of thought it would be mid-college to the end of college. Maybe after, I don't know. Maybe completely after college was done with. I knew at some point it was going to go. I just never imagined it to be so soon. But you know something? The fact that I got rid of it so soon was the best thing I could have done for myself. The fact that I mustered up the courage to get rid of Snapchat and Instagram was the greatest gift I could have given to myself. I feel like I've been kind of redirected in life. I don't think the same way I used to. I don't feel like an angry person. Or so sad, I guess. I don't know. I feel like a lot of the emotion I had before came from the things social media was feeding me, pretty much. The things that were popping up on my feed, I don't know. Because I was heartbroken for so long, I'd constantly be scrolling through depressing, reels and shit. And they'd just overflow my feed and they would just make me more and more sad. And again, it's one of those things where social media feeds you sad things and then it kind of trickles over into other areas of your phone as well. Or other areas of your life. Music, for example. I used to listen to so much sad music. And when I was sad, I'd listen to more sad music. That was only making me feel worse about myself or whatever situation I was in, social media did not do me any favors, to say the least. And my quality of life has skyrocketed since getting rid of everything. Now that I have it all gone, it's kind of like my life has begun. Even in general, just being off my phone has made a huge difference. Not even just having social media gone. Just being off my phone. Our parents were right. It is the damn phone. It really is. That damn phone is taking away so much of your life. It is sucking every brain cell you have out of your head. Right out. Without you even realizing it. I remember, I think I first got Instagram in 6th grade. I was 11 years old, I think. And my parents I kind of used to hide it when I had it from my parents. I didn't want them to know I had it. And whenever they caught me, I'd get in trouble. At the time, I didn't have a phone. I had like an iPad in like 6th grade. So I mean, they'd take away my iPad, they'd hide it from me for like a week, and then after that week, I'd get back on. And then I got caught again, and took it away for a month. And the cycle just kept on going, you know? Never learned my lesson. Keep getting caught for being on social media, and I thought it was just them doing parent things, just trying to be a pain in the ass. But I mean, no, it was to protect me from the things that are on the internet. And you know, I wish I listened. But I mean, I was 11 years old. Like, I wasn't going to listen. You kidding me? I was like the most defiant 11 years old kid, like, ever. I did whatever the opposite of what they told me to do. I feel like most kids that age were probably like that as well. It's a weird stage in your life. It really is. But having absorbed so much from social media at such a young age was the last thing I needed, really. But yeah. 6 months. That's where I've gotten so far. I feel like along this journey, the 6-month mark is kind of like the biggest checkpoint so far that I've reached. I mean, a month in itself was a pretty big checkpoint for me. I could really feel the effects of not being on social media after a month. But 6 months later, it's like the impact it's made is more than I can even describe. So I guess my message for today's video is just give it a try. I'm not saying you have to do it, but see what happens. You might enjoy the effects from not being on social media more than you realize. Give it a week, a month if you want to. I don't care. Like, see what happens. If you go a week, go 2 weeks. If you go 2 weeks, go a month. If you go a month, go 2 months. You know, just keep building up like that. And if you get to a point like me, where you just don't feel the need to have any of that anymore, great. If you don't want any of that anymore, you've done yourself a huge favor. A huge favor that your future self is going to thank you for. But yeah, that's all I got for today. Stay blessed.